All right, folks, check this out. As the feud between Donald Trump and Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom of California intensifies, the Trump administration desperately sought to weaponize a fatal highway crash against Newsom, only for Newsom's office to do some digging and then respond with a ferocious series of brutal fact checks, which reveal that by Trump's own standards, it is Trump, not Newsom, responsible for this tragedy. It's a brutal reverse Uno card in which Newsom beat Trump at his own game. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. Trump is getting desperate to try to undermine the humiliation that he is suffering at the hands of Gavin Newsom. And when they go low, Newsom's office didn't even flinch and did a reverse Uno on them. And it's pretty devastating, folks. So let's take a look. Kristi Noem rips into Gavin Newsom over fatal highway crash. His office serves up a brutal response. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tore into California Governor Gavin Newsom after it was revealed the driver responsible for a fatal crash in Florida was an illegal migrant who got his commercial driver's license from the Golden State. 3 people were killed on August 12th when a minivan attempted an illegal U-turn on the Florida Turnpike. The driver, Harjinder Singh, was arrested and charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide. Again, a total tragedy. And it sounds like this man was rightfully arrested and rightfully prosecuted. I mean, the footage is pretty devastating, okay? Absolute tragedy at the center of this, involving 3 fatalities, all right? It was later determined that Singh, an Indian national, was in the U.S. illegally, having crossed the U.S.-Mexico border back in 2018, and that date is very specific, make sure you remember it, and was issued a commercial driver's license in California a year later. That revelation prompted officials in the Trump administration to attack Newsom, blaming him for presiding over such an action. Quote, 3 innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license, Noem posted on X Monday. Quote, this gut-wrenching tragedy should have never happened. She added, my team at DHS Gov will work with at USDOT, Department of Transportation, to root out and prevent illegal aliens from obtaining these licenses from sanctuary jurisdictions that put American drivers and passengers in danger. So again, just seeking to weaponize this tragedy, okay? Noem's post followed a similar attack by Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin, who said, 3 innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license. The state of governance is asinine. How many more innocent people have to die before Gavin Newsom stops playing games with the safety of the American public? We pray for the victims and their families. Secretary Noem and DHS are working around the clock to protect the public and get these criminal illegal aliens out of America. It's, again, pretty brutal language, blaming Gavin Newsom specifically for a highway fatality which happened, or 3 highway fatalities and 1 fatal crash, which resulted in 3 fatalities in Florida, okay? Pretty blatant. The only problem is that Newsom wasn't governor when Singh came into the United States or when he received his commercial driver's license under federal law when Trump was in his first term as president, which his press office pointed out in response. Let me say that again. The only problem is that Newsom was not governor when Singh came into the U.S. or when he received his commercial driver's license under federal law when Trump was in his first term as president. Newsom's press office account, which has been gaining notoriety for its spicy and Trump-style posts of late, brutally fired back at Noem, saying, hey, genius, the federal government, Trump admin already confirmed this guy meets federal and state immigration requirements. You issued him a work permit, EAD. As usual, the Trump administration is either lying or clueless. P.S. at Grok, who was president in 2018? The account then asked X's resident chatbot Grok, who was president in 2018. The answer, of course, is Donald Trump. So this is pretty brutal. And this was absolutely the right way to respond by Governor Newsom's press office. What Noem did was ruthlessly seek to take a tragedy. And again, the person responsible, it was right for them to be arrested. It's right for them to be prosecuted. And if once they're found guilty, kick them out of the country. No issues with that whatsoever. And of course, the tragedy of 3 lives lost should be noted, 100%. But then taking that and ruthlessly blaming Governor Newsom. I mean, just imagine if we played that game with Republicans. Imagine if we blamed all the COVID fatalities on Donald Trump because Trump allowed COVID to spread in the United States. He undermined the science. He undermined the best practices. He undermined his own coronavirus response task force. He didn't use the bully pulpit in 2020 to rally state and local leaders to take the virus seriously. He said, it's no big deal. It'll be gone by Easter. And his cult of personality created an anti-vax sentiment such that Republicans and conservatives, Trump supporters, died at a disproportionate rate from COVID compared to every other cohort. Now, it would be easy for us to say Donald Trump got those people killed. It is because of Donald Trump that they died, that every COVID fatality in the United States is because of Donald Trump. Imagine how MAGA would react if Democratic lawmakers responded that viscerally and that ruthlessly. They'd be pissed. How dare you? They clutch their pearls. So for the Trump administration to take it this far, but then fuck up the crucial facts, ouch. Consistent with federal law, it's California's law that you must have a lawful presence, i.e. legal immigration status in the U.S. to obtain a commercial driver's license or a commercial learner's permit. Singh entered the U.S. under the Trump presidency, according to reports. And Newsom took office after the fact. Let's take a look at some of the other responses as well. Barack, who was president. A genius, which we read that one before. That's because they've been posting this multiple times in response to people. Hey, Commander Cosplay, the federal government, you already confirmed that this guy meets federal and state immigration requirements. You issued him a work permit, EAD. Oops. As usual, you're either lying or clueless. This is in response to Kristi Noem. And if you look, they've had to respond to this. They've been like making the rounds, ruthlessly pushing back on this through their governor press office account. I want to see if there are any updates in this particular respect. Gavin Newsom did this. Facts. Hey, Commander Cosplay again. So like they're going and responding to all the bad faith liars from the right wing debunking this. The innocent people were killed because Gavin Newsom's California DMV. So again, they responded with the fact check. Yeah, so again, folks, this to me is a good way to respond. It really is. That we're not just assuming facts speak for themselves. We're not doing a gentle, indirect cosplay because we're afraid that it might look tacky or sad. Yes, there were fatalities here. That is tragic. The person responsible should be held accountable, prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and the law will, I assume, permit, once he completes his sentence, if and when found guilty, for him to be deported. We support all of that. But Democrats have to start matching at least some of the rhetorical energy. And what we're seeing from this account is their willingness to do so by humiliating these bad faith Republican lying assholes in the Trump administration, that when they try to ruthlessly weaponize tragedy to their benefit and they don't have the facts on their side, we need to do exactly what Governor Newsom's office is doing and humiliate them with a brutal series of fact checks and relentlessly prosecute that case until the Trump administration is rightfully mocked for their stupidity and their lies. This is objectively good in terms of a response, and I hope to see more of it in terms of the overall energy from Governor Newsom's press office. And quite frankly, I hope that other Democratic lawmakers and Democratic governors, if and when they feel that it's authentic, that they respond likewise when similar attacks occur. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.